everyone, it's Imogen and welcome back to Colouring Kid. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I have something very exciting to share with you. This is the brand new book by Maggie Enterrios. This is Flowerscape in Paradise, a tropical colouring book. So this is her second colouring book. A few years ago she came out with Flowerscape, which has loads of beautiful botanicals in it, and now we've got a book with tropical elements in it. And just congratulations, Maggie, this is a beautiful book. I love that they are quite similar to each other in how they look, and that the covers are similar with the beautiful lettering. There are a few differences which I will mention as we go through the book. I think what is really amazing that Maggie has done is she took on board so much of the feedback from her first book and was really interested to see what people thought of it, which is quite rare. You know, it's rare that the illustrators will take loads and loads of attention and try to make the next book even better. And there are definitely things in here that, I mean, I loved the first book, but there are things in the second book which people asked for, and things just to sort of tweak with the second book. So it was really lovely to see the transformation of this book over the past couple of years and seeing sneak peeks and what Maggie was up to. And I'm just so thrilled for you, Maggie, and thank you so much for reaching out and offering to send this to me, because I was not expecting it at all. I had it in my wish list. I was so excited to get it, and she'd been so generous to send me the first copy back when it was released, and now to have this one as well, it's just, yeah, they go so well together. So this is released on March 21st when this video will be going up, and I have managed to start a page. Unfortunately, even though it came on March 9th, so quite a while ago now, I am filming this a little bit before March 21st, but I have not had much of a chance at all to do much colouring, unfortunately. But I have started a page, so I'm so excited to continue with it. And the paper, I believe, is exactly the same as the first book, so I will also show you what I have done in the first book, just to tell you about the mediums and how I found colouring in it as well. So before we get started with the flip through review, I also just want to let you know that Maggie also has done a flip through sort of chatty video on her channel. You can follow her on Instagram, and also I will link the video for her link the video on her channel sharing her book, because to have all of that insight from her as the illustrator is obviously fantastic, and I can't wait to sit down and watch it. So yeah, let's get started. So I will share with you the pages at the end from the first book, but let's get started with the flip through. Also, for those of you that have been with me for a while, I normally have like a brown paper background, but I thought I would try doing a few videos with the white background. Just like, what I mean by that is just like my desk, and I'd love to hear what you think, because I don't really mind either way, but I was just switching it up a little bit and seeing what the opinion is. Before this video started, actually, I did include a little clip of me opening the package, because I wasn't going to do a flip through straight away when I received the book, so I thought, well, I'll do a little unboxing of it to start this video off, because I thought that would be really fun, and then wait to do the review when I've managed to start colouring something in it. So we have this beautiful coral colour for the front cover, with the accents of the aqua, which is lovely. So I'll just read you the blurb as well. So you've got: indulge your wanderlust by colouring lush tropical florals. Step into a vibrant, colourful paradise with this collection of stunning designer illustrations inspired by tropical destinations from around the world. Relax and let your unique artistic creativity shine as you colour designs overflowing with captivating botanicals, bold geometric patterns, rainforest birds and sea creatures. Let your colouring vacation begin. So one thing I want to mention about the binding as we head into the book is just its fantastic binding. The same thing as her first book and a few of the Rita Berman books, if you're familiar with those. Essentially, the binding is not glued to the spine of the book, so wherever you open the book it's going to lie flat, because it's not actually glued to the card spine here. So the fact that it's completely separate is amazing, because it can be a bit annoying sometimes with normal bindings of books where you have to really crack the spine open, and then you get like a dented line on the whole spine. So I love this binding, it's fantastic. The paper is bright white, and as I said, I believe it's the same as the paper in her other book. So we've got the This Book Belongs to page, the nameplate page here, and the introduction page. So I will leave that there if you would like to read it. Some of it's like the blurb, but she fondly remembered all of the places she's been fortunate enough to visit. And much like travel, creativity is a tool that allows you to broaden your horizons and wind and explore new ideas. I definitely agree. It's fantastic. And also I noticed, seeing all of the sneak peeks with this book as well, there are lots and lots of animals and birds and things in this, so that's something I'm really excited about as well. So this is something that is new, and I think it is such a good idea. I cannot believe the time this must have taken to do. So there's a new feature where the flower identification is on the left hand side of the page. So if I just turn to the first main spread, so we've got the QR code down here, and you can scan all of the codes for colour references. So it's really easy to do, and an artist has actually coloured digitally all of the flowers so that you can see what they are meant to look like. And something that's also new with this is that Maggie has put the individual flowers on the left hand side and then the opposing page with those same flowers in on the right hand side. So what happened with the first book was you would get some of the individual flowers together and then a spread. Sometimes you'd get the individual flower with the spread as well, but I think she just decided for this book to do the left and the right hand side, which, I mean, it doesn't really, for me, like I didn't mind having them sort of dispersed throughout the book in the first one, but I think that for continuity it works really well having it this way. And of course we've still got the names of all the flowers as well, which is really helpful. So there are some like this where there's sort of, I like to think of these as sort of wave designs because they go on the outer part of the page. And then we've got other ones like this where they're in frames, which are equally great because you don't have to worry about doing a large background. It's all very contained, which I definitely appreciate, because backgrounds for me do sometimes take quite a long time to do, especially if I'm using pencil. But we've got fruits here as well. So we've got kiwi and yeah, I love her style. It's so beautiful. And then we've got some with vases as well, which is lovely. And I actually saw this as one of the preview pages as well that Maggie shared. And then you've got some like this. So as it was mentioned on the blurb, there are some with geometric patterns, and I think this is really great for sort of a halfway in between a mindless colouring page and then also doing the realistic colouring if you wish to with the flowers. I think that's a really good balance, and I would almost be tempted with pages like this to use pencil and try and do this realistically, and then just go in with some light brush markers or fine liners and things like that and just do a matte background to sort of balance it, because I don't think for me I would necessarily shade the geometric patterns because I think they would look really cool just sort of flat against the shading of the flowers and leaves. But of course you can do anything with this book, and I think that's the beauty of it, because not all of them have geometric designs, but you have that scope to colour them however you wish to. Oh, it's so pretty. Absolutely beautiful. So this is the one that I have started. So this is the passion flower page, and I'm hoping to do both pages and obviously colour this passion flower here as well. So I scanned for the colour reference, and in the end I decided to go for 2 different colour palettes. So I also searched on Google to find some photos as well, because there were quite a few. So I was like, sort of umming and ahhing about, do I keep them all the same colour or do I try and mix it up a bit? And yeah, in the end I've decided to do 2 different colour palettes. So we've got this one with the pink petals on the outer edge, and then there are some with really light ivory petals but still with the same sort of purple bits here, and then the passion fruit are orange, I believe. So I'm really excited to continue with it, and I have never actually seen these before and they're so beautiful, and I thought this would be a good one to just grab some fine liners, do some shading over the top. I'm using Artex pencils, so they're fairly waxy, and the fine liner went down really smoothly. Something I've noticed with this paper is it's very smooth paper, but it can still take layers, and you can definitely still use pencil and layer them if you wish to. But for the purpose of fine liners, where they're quite hard to lay down if it's a bit of a bumpy texture paper, and this is definitely absolutely perfect for that. I didn't have any streaking, even for some bigger areas where I was using them. So yeah, I'm so excited to continue with this. I've used some white gel pen as well, and yeah, I just think it's a really pretty page. So that's that one. And I always put a sheet of paper behind whatever I'm colouring, that there's no indentation on the other side either. And I have pressed fairly hard with some of my pencils as well when I was burnishing. So we've got Bleeding Hearts, one of my favourites. And again, just a gesture of geometric patterns, which I think is really nice as well for the border. And I love that we've got more of the individual flowers on one page. I think that's really nice. And also it gives you an opportunity to practice. If you don't want to dive into a big page, you can practice them on the left hand side and then colour the right hand side, which in hindsight is probably what I should have done, because normally when I start colouring in a brand new book, I'm always a bit like, oh god, please, just like, let's hope it's, you know, okay for the first page and that I don't mess it up. But that would have probably been a smarter idea, doing it as a tester. But I'm sure for something that's very detailed, I would definitely be inclined to do the left-hand side first. Oh, honeysuckle as well, it's so gorgeous. So it's nice that we've got sort of a mixture between some that are really detailed and then some that aren't. And of course, if you're not feeling doing a big scene or spread, and you only have 10-15 minutes to colour, then you can always gravitate towards the left-hand side ones as well. So I love this. We've got more animals. The sea turtle, so stunning. Scarlet Star, got some hanging baskets. That's a really nice open background if you're a fan of doing backgrounds and creating something. The seahorse as well, this is one that I thought looked absolutely beautiful. It'd be so lovely to colour. The African iris. I was going to do this one, but I had just I've just finished page like a week ago in a Rita Berman book that was mainly purples and yellows, so I thought I would try and use some different colours in the page that I've picked as well. I know there's obviously purple and yellow in that one, but it's nice that I've got the pink as well on the petals for the passion flowers. This one's really lovely. I love circular pages. They're really fun because they're sort of in that mandala style in a way, but I don't think this one is. I'm trying to look if there's a repeat. I don't think there is. I just love it when they're all contained in that wreath sort of style. So we've got others like these where the flowers are incorporated into the pattern as well, so that's really lovely. Oh, the chameleon, wow, look at that detail. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So the binding is stitch and glue bound, which you can see there, the stitching, and yeah, it lies really flat. I've barely had to push it down, and it's absolutely amazing. A hydrangea as well. And it's really nice because I haven't heard of all of these botanicals and flowers and things, so it will be really interesting to search them up and see the colours. Hummingbirds, so pretty. And again with this I'd probably colour the scene and then take whatever colours were on the scene that I've used and just disperse them throughout the geometric pattern and just keep it quite limited in the palette probably. Again, one of those wave pages. I love this one. This was one that I was really excited for. Bird of Paradise. Well, I think this is meant to be a rug. Very lovely rug. The flamingos. Oh, amazing. I've coloured a few flamingos before. Not too many, but I love the texture on the feathers. These I can just imagine would look so amazing when they're done, these big full pages. I don't think apart from the introduction pages there are any sort of double page spreads. I guess this one kind of is, which for me is a great thing because I don't have as much time to colour, so even something really detailed like this will probably take me quite a long time, but it's nice that I would technically be able to get a page done fairly quickly. And then there are smaller images like this one as well. This was one that I definitely gravitated towards, but I didn't want to do it as one of my first ones just in case I did ruin it. But I love these sorts of pages where everything's broken up. They almost look like stamps, and I really like that. And I might save it for summer as well because it's obviously got the citrus fruits and the other fruits as well, and I think that would be a really nice one to keep. Succulents. Oh, I've got the frogs as well. This one would be a nice one for a background because even though it's a full page spread, because there are lots of details, there's only small amounts of background that you would have to worry about. So you could easily just go in with a marker and just do a straight wash of colour, or do shading or something with a pencil if you wanted to. Another lovely vase. Oh, the pomegranates, wow, so lovely. I have flipped through this quite a few times already, but just properly looking at all the details and stuff is so gorgeous. Hibiscus flowers, wow. This one's really nice, the ribbon design. Now there are lime blossoms, so I'm assuming they're meant to be limes, but I guess you can make them any citrus fruit you wanted, really. That's really lovely. Oh, I've got the pineapple. That's amazing. I love that it's the centre of the page as well. That's just really great. I can't think if I've coloured a pineapple before. I love this type of design where it's the oval shape, but you could still do something with the background. And yeah, I'm a real fan of the framed pages as well. I think that it's nice that it's a scene. I think that's just so pretty. Koi fish. It's a lovely one. Imagine that with pinks and greens and a water background. The fuchsia, I love fuchsias. They're very gorgeous. I'd maybe do a pink background, a very light blush pink background for that, and then colour them in. We've got more of a bouquet page here. And yeah, I would definitely go in with fine liners and things. I think that would be really fun, and then just do a bit of shading on these. This was like a stained glass sort of page. I think that's such a great idea because you could break it down if you only had time to do a bit of colouring a day and just pick one bit a day, colour the framing in, and yeah, you're good to go with that one. Wow, the details. So stunning. These are sort of like a ribbon design, this one. butterflies. And this was also one that I thought was lovely. Another circular design, one of my favourites. So they are all of the pictures. Then we have some information about Maggie in the back here. And Ade designed the lettering, and I remember her mentioning her friend who had done the lettering, and it's just so, it couldn't be more perfect for the style of the book. I just think it's gorgeous. And then that is the book. So what do you think of it? I just think it's so amazing, just as good as, if not better than the first. And as I said, they go well, so well together. So I'll just quickly show you the pages that I've done in this one, because as I said, the Artex pencils that I used are fairly waxy. I used a mixture of polychromos and Holbein for this page, so I tend to use a combination of pencils, to be honest. I don't tend to stick to just one set. I have to say, I think they worked really well as a combination. I didn't find, usually with harder pencils, I struggle to make them work on more papers, but actually they were really smooth on this and worked brilliantly, as did the Holbeins. And I used the same pencils for that. And then I think I used Arteza for the other double spread that I've done of the lilies. I used pastel in the background. They went on really smoothly as well. But yeah, this was Arteza, and I didn't have to use a blender pencil all that much, which I was very glad about, because often that will make it a slower process for me if I'm layering and layering and having to use them. So it's really nice that I could just colour it and there's not a lot of white space left. I also used some glaze, and I went over with fine liner. Again, that worked absolutely fine. So yeah, I've used, I guess all the pencils I've used have been fairly similar in terms of how they're made, that they are all quite waxy. But yeah, I haven't had an issue with the paper at all. It's fantastic, and quite thick paper as well. I don't think I said how big it was, this book. It's a bit smaller than your average book, which is perfect for me. I love small books. It's just over 20 centimetres in width and nearly 23 centimetres in height. So it's, yeah, they're both just a great size, and they're exactly the same as well. So yeah, I love it so much. Thank you so much, Maggie, again for sending this to me. It's so generous and kind of you, and I can't wait to see all of the beautiful pages that people create, because your illustrations are so lovely. Yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching. Everything will be down below as usual. Please take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care everyone. Bye.